All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all graces, honor, glory, and power to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakal Kodash. So all praises to Yahweh, who the world calls God in Jesus Christ. Their true names in the Hebrew is Yahweh for the Heavenly Father, and Yahushai for his beloved Son. I want to also say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching this word, preaching this word, and showing brothers how to move in these last times. And I want to say shalom to the sincere Akim that are getting this word. It's the Akim and the Akwat, the brothers and the sisters that are getting this word and hearkening unto it, you know, and doing their best to come under that righteous guidance, man. You know, and I'm going to start off by saying this video as well, man. May Yahweh Bashim Shai Shalak Rayim Shalak Rayim to the wicked, man. You know, may he bring everything that you deserve upon you, man. You know, and that's something I'm going to pray on even more, man, because we're coming in a time where things are so serious and people think it's a fucking game. People really think it's a goddamn game, man. To play with the Lord's word, to play with the Lord's men. You know, to downplay every fucking scenario. People think it's a goddamn game, man. The Lord is about to come, and when he comes, he's going to slay fucking millions, man. The fact that the Lord is going to come and he's going to kill 2/3 of his own people. And you best believe, man, there's a lot more women in this world, man. There's a lot more women in this world. And it's just a goddamn fact. So if there's more women in the world, there's going to be way more women judged than men. So if you're proud, you're boastful, your trust is in this world, you're combative, best believe the Lord's going to sit here and he's going to show you what your reward's going to be. So all these people out playing games, may the Lord fuck every one of you up. And for the sincere ones that hearken unto the message and the humble down, may the Lord bless you abundantly, man. You know, and I'm going to get into this lesson. What you see on the screen right here is another algorithm video by the brother out there in GMS Dallas. He's one of the heads over there. And he always goes into these algorithms. They're always good. It says, The Beginning of Chaos is the title for this one. And this is a very good video. The brother goes into some beautiful points. And I'm just going to touch on one of the points that he brought up and how it's going to tie into some of these things that the Lord is going to do on this earth. And Lord willing, this is edifying. But I'm going to play a little bit of this video.
You know, we got to take these people out of the power seat. So, you know, we're reading here in the book of Isaiah where it talks about how the new wine mourneth in the vine languisheth. That's just one example of, you know, brothers can probably find a million current examples, not ancient examples, current examples of how the earth is in complete mourning and it's destroyed, man, from the animals to the plants, okay, to the soil, to the water, you know.
And what the brother's saying is true, man, because the earth is messed up, man. The earth is defiled under the habitants thereof, man. So, well, whoever is living in this world right now is defiling the earth, man. You know, and who has the rulership over the earth that's messing it up? The so-called white man. And 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you confuse you in the face out there, you know, because there are going to be confused in the face. This is not a black thing. This is an Israelite thing. The Lord deals with Israelites. The Lord deals with the nations that he said were in the scriptures. He doesn't deal with fucking color, man. And the earth is so messed up under the inhabitants that are in the earth. You know, everything is not yielding the strength that it once did, man. And it's only because the wrong people are in rulership.
All these things, all right? So I want to get one more. Now, this right here is, it says the horrendous aftermath of wildfires in Greece. Okay, I'm gonna play a few clips on this, but look, this ain't no normal wildfire, bro. It looks literally like a bomb landed in Athens, Greece, man. Check this out. Look at that, man. Look at that, bro. Some crazy shit. This right here is from wildfires, man. And hey, man, we over here in Texas. It is ridiculously hot, man. Like on another level of hot, bro. Every single day it's been 105, 106, 108. There was a day where it was 111 degrees Fahrenheit. You know, I was talking to the brother Required Quam. He said, you know, over there in England, it rains. It's a rainy country. He said he don't remember the last time it rained. Salakia, I can't have somebody calling. Check this out, Akiam. Check this out.
Temperatures ravage much of Europe and the world. The consequences of the hot weather are starting to show their effects. Now, in Japan, record high temperatures have seen dozens of deaths as thermometers have been 12 degrees hotter than the seasonal average. Disaster management agencies are urging people to stay
12 degrees hotter than the seasonal average. Do you know how ridiculous that is? Anybody that does statistics and knows about statistics and charting knows that that is absolutely insane, man. This is being done by the Heavenly Father. This is spiritual. You know, this word that's going out is like heat, and the Most High literally is turning the heat up on this place, man. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, man.
Stay inside as people pour water over pavements in an attempt to cool the streets. And in the UK, formerly green fields have turned to beige as there has been no rain in some places for 54 consecutive days. The country, internationally famed for its rainfall and inconsistent summers, heated up to 33 degrees this week, and temperatures are predicted to rise. Parts of the country have introduced a ban on hose pipe use amid
Look at that Edomite smoking a cigarette. It's hot as hell, dumbass.
Britain's longest heat wave in 42 years. And in Sweden, the hottest summer for 260 years has seen over 25,000 hectares worth of wildfires burn across the country. That's including in the normally mild Arctic Circle. Swedish authorities have called in help from across Europe, with Norway and Italy sending firefighting teams to tackle the blaze amid the longest drought in 74 years.
Longest drought in 74 years in Sweden, bro. This is Sweden. So we got Greece, Sweden, the UK. We all know about what's going on in America, you know?
Well, temperatures are reaching record highs across the planet, from Japan to Sweden, as we just told you, and the effects being felt in the form of wildfires, droughts, and much more. Well, joining us to get a handle on the climate science behind all this is senior scientist Freya Vamberg from the European Union's Earth Observation Program. Copernicus, Freya, thank you for joining.
She about to lie like a motherfucker. At least she don't know it.
Now, I'm going to just stop it there, man. Brothers, you go check this out. This is a good video. And I'm going to get into these scriptures because you got to understand that these things are going to have an effect, you know. And the big effect that it's going to have is going to have towards the famine. Now, I just looked up effects of high temperature on crops. It says the effects of increased temperature exhibit a large impact on grain yield than on vegetable growth because of the increased minimum temperatures. The effects are evident in an increased rate of sequence, which reduces the ability of the crop to efficiently fill the grain or fruit. So the crops aren't sitting here growing at high temperatures like this. Now over here in Arizona, it was hitting like 115 degrees this week. You know, 115 degrees Fahrenheit. Now 40 degrees Celsius, which you can see the grain yield compared to the temperature. 40 degrees Celsius is like 104 degrees. So 5 degrees under that, it's going to be something like a 98 or something like that, you know, 98 or somewhere around that. So the grain yields get smaller as it's super cold or super hot. Now you can see how this is going to affect the famine. Now I'm going to go a little bit more in this article because it's a good article. It says weather and climate extremes, science direct temperature extremes effect on plant growth and development. Now, this is just the little synopsis of this article. It's just the temperature is a primary factor affecting the rate of plant development. Warmer temperatures expected with climate change and the potential for more extreme temperature events will impact plant productivity. Pollination is one of the most sensitive phenological stages of the temperature extremes across all species, and during this development stage, temperature extremes would greatly affect production. So you need pollination in order for plants to grow first and foremost. Now, one of the things that they tell you in Arizona is when the temperature hits that good 100 degrees, then allergy season is basically over. But before that, it's all hell breaks loose, because when it hits that 100 degrees, pollen levels decrease. And that's important for grain yields, vegetable growth, all those things. Now it says few adaptation stages are available to cope with temperature extremes at this development stage, other than to select for plants which shed pollen during the cooler periods of the day, or are indeterminate. So flowering occurs over a long period of the growing season. In controlled environment studies, warm temperatures increase the rate of phenological development. However, there was no effect on leaf area or vegetable biomass compared to abnormal temperatures. The major impact of warm temperatures was during the productive stage of development, and in all cases, grain yield in maize was significantly reduced by as much as 80 to 90% from the normal temperature regime. So now here it is, you have extremely hot temperatures across the globe occurring. Goddamn Satan fucking up my phone, man. Now you have extremely high temperatures across the globe occurring, and this is going to have an effect on a famine coming. And the scriptures talk about famine. I'm going to get to some of these precepts. I'm going to go to this one first. In the book of Amos 4 and 9. It says, I have smitten you with blasting and mildew. When your gardens and your vineyards and your fig trees and your olive trees increase, the pearlworm devoured them. Yet have ye not returned unto me, said Yahweh. Now this is talking to the children of Israel. But you got to remember, the scriptures tell you that the Lord is going to put all these curses upon our enemies. And this is what's happening throughout the world right now with all these high temperatures, because you can be damn sure, if you pay attention to grain production and all that, within this year, it's going to be significantly lower. We had one of the coldest winters we had, and now we're having one of the hottest summers that we've had. So in extreme temperatures, such as extreme cold and extreme heat, it's not going to allow plant life to grow. And that's essential to food production. So if you get into this word blasting, it says blight or blasting thing, blighted, blasted, non-feminine blight of crops. Now, if you go to this origin of the word, it says to scorch, blight, scorched of ears of corn. So there's extreme wildfires happening everywhere. There's extreme temperatures happening everywhere. So the Lord is blasting this place with that heat, and it's killing the crops, man. And you could damn sure be sure that it's killing the crops. And this is going to lead to a famine, man, among other things. Now, I'm going to get into some more of these precepts, man. This is Ezekiel 5. You know, I'll go to Second Ezra. The Second Ezra 15 and 13. I'm gonna stop a few verses. Start at 9. It says, "And therefore say Yahweh, I will surely avenge them and receive them unto me all the innocent blood from among them." And this, you know, I think this is talking about the elect, because if you read up a few verses, behold, I will bring plagues upon the world, flood, famine. Yeah, I'll start at 5. It says, "Behold, said Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For the wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and the hurtful works are fulfilled." So the Lord's going to bring sword, famine, death, and destruction. And it's going to be through military action, police action, which is going to come in the form of martial law, you know, FEMA camps and all that. Death and destruction, which is going to come in pestilence and wars. And famine is going to come in it can come in two ways. Either the Lord cuts off grain production, or he's going to cut off monetary shipments, you know, money moving from country to country. And that's even happening right now. So verse 7, "Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent righteous blood crieth unto me." And that's talking about the elect that are slain because of this truth, you know. And it says, "And the souls of the just complain continually." In verse 9, it says, "Therefore said Yahweh, I will surely avenge them and receive them unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt." And right now, his people are in the land of Egypt, man. He's not going to let us stay here much longer. The wickedness is just getting too fucking high. It says, verse 11, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and I will destroy all the land thereof." You know? And what did the Lord smite Egypt with? He smote them with hail mingled with fire, and that fucked up their crops. He smote them with locusts, hail mingled with fire, so they were being starved out as well. Now, verse 12, "Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it." And it says, "They shall till the ground, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting in hell and with the fearful constellation." So, through the blasting, the scorch, the Lord sending these extremely high temperatures, these wildfires, all this is making their seeds to fail, man. Look at what happened out there in California in the I believe it is in the wine country of California, where all those vineyards were burnt up. Now you have this stuff happening in Greece, you know, Athens, and stuff like that, all throughout the European nations, man. There's wildfires and stuff like that popping up. That's the Lord showing that he's going to sit here and bring this famine. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draw nigh, and people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." It says, you know what, I'll stop right there. You know? So the Lord's going to send this blast, and it's going to bring the famine. Now, I'm going to get Lamentations 2. And 12. "They say to their, start up. Verse 10, "The daughters of the elders of the daughter of Zion sit upon the ground and keep silence. They have cast up dust upon their heads. They have girded themselves with sackcloth. The virgins of Jerusalem hang down their heads to the ground. My eyes do fail with tears. My bowels are troubled. My liver is poured upon the earth for the destruction of the daughter of my people, because the children of the suckling womb in the streets of the city." You know, he's seeing this horrible things happening, and it's coming in the form of famine. You know, the book of Lamentations talks about famine, man. The scriptures talk about famine. People are going to eat the flesh of their own arm, man. The scriptures talk about. You know? Some of our families, which is majority of our families, are going to sit here and starve to death out here. You know? Because they didn't choose the fear of the Lord at the end of the day, man. Some of them might be saved out of it, but if they didn't choose the fear of the Lord and they scoffed at it, you know, or they just cast it behind their back, they might just be starving out here, man. Now, verse 12, it says, verse 12, they say to their mothers, where is corn and wine, when they swooned as the wounded in the street of the city? Their soul was poured out into their mother's bosom. So they were saying, where's all the food? Where's all the drink? You know what we were eating yesterday, man? What happened? You know, Mom, I'm hungry. You know, the Lord is going to put this judgment out here, and it's not going to just be towards the children. It's going to be towards the adults, the children, the newborns, all these things. The women, a lot of women are going to starve out here, man. And at some point, these women are going to start selling their ass, because that's all they're going to have to sell to get a meal. And in that day, man, a lot of niggas ain't going to be buying. They just going to be taking, man. You know? I'm going to keep going in some precepts. This is Ezekiel 5. And 16. It says, when I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine. I'll start up. It says, yeah, 15. Ezekiel 5 and 15. So it shall be a reproach and a taunt in instruction and in astonishment unto the nations that are round about thee, when I shall execute judgments in thee in anger and in fury and in furious rebukes. I, Yahweh, have spoken it. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, which I will send to destroy you, I will increase the famine upon you and will break the staff of bread. So the Lord's going to break the staff of bread, meaning he's going to take away your 3 hots in a cot, man. He's going to take away your food. He's going to send famine upon a lot of our people, man. A lot of our people, starting off with the proud, the disobedient, the ones that scoffed at the men of the Lord, the ones that didn't want to take correction, the ones that sit here and left this truth, the ones that did the men of the Lord wrong, man. And a lot of times, the ones that do the men of the Lord the wrongest are the fucking women, man. You know, and that's over and over and over again in the scriptures, man. So a lot of women out here are going to fucking starve. A lot of men out here are going to fucking starve because they were fucking simple simps. It says, verse 17, so will I send upon you famine and evil beast, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, Yahweh, have spoken it. You know? So the Lord's going to send these sore judgments upon, you know, the 12 tribes of Israel. But, you know, for the men and women and children that sit here and, you know, do their best to follow this word, the Lord's going to sit here and reward you in those times, man. He's not going to let you fucking get the end that these people get. It says, Psalms 33 and 17, and horse is a vain thing for safety, neither shall he deliver any by his great strength. Behold, the eyes of Yahweh are upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy, to deliver their souls from death and to keep them alive in famine. So you that fear the Lord, you that care about what the Lord said and come under that order, the Lord's going to keep you in these times. You don't have anything to worry about. You know, you that are humble enough to consider yourself when you pushing out judgment, the Lord's going to sit here and consider you in those times. Got one more, you know, just to keep this at a decent, righteous balance, man. This is Psalms 37. And 17, for the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but Yahweh upholdeth the righteous, man. The arms of the wicked, the strength, you know, what they hold dear is going to be broken. And a lot of times people don't consider the wicked. Man, the wicked don't consider the wicked. When they're doing evil, and these women, when they're doing evil, they don't consider they're doing evil. So they're going to be broken. Their strength, their confidence in this world is going to be broken, but the righteous are going to be upheld by the Lord. Verse 18, Yahweh knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. It says, they shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and when the days of famine shall be, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. In the days of famine they shall be satisfied. Let's see what this note I got on here, man. Isaiah 65 and 13. It says, therefore, thus say Yahweh power, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. My servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. So those that fear the Lord did what he said right now. You know, the women that sat here and humbled down to their men that were in the truth, they're going to be protected in these times. I mean, you're going to eat, you're going to drink, you're going to do all these things. You're going to have joy in your heart. But these people that didn't do that, they're going to thirst, they're going to hunger, they're going to be ashamed. You know, they're going to have no joy. They're going to have sorrow of heart. So it's best if you humble down and you get this word while you can. This is Jeremiah 15. Start at 1. Then said Yahweh unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be towards this people. Cast them out of my sight, and let them go forth. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith Yahweh, such are for death to death. You know, because our people don't want to be towards the Lord. Their mind isn't towards him. The Lord cannot behold wickedness, evil. You know, he can't stand that shit, man. So he turns his face away. You know, that's why when Yahushua was on the cross and our sins were put on Yahushua, he had to turn away from it. That's why Yahushua said, why have thou forsaken me? Because our sins were on him. So when the Lord saw that our sins were on him, man, he had to turn away because he cannot behold iniquity, man. It says, and it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith Yahweh, such are for death to death, and such as for the sword to the sword, and such as for famine to famine, and such as are for captivity to captivity. So the Lord's going to appoint people their deaths, whatever it be. And if it be famine, the Lord's going to appoint you to that death, because you were never towards the Lord. Your mind was never towards the Lord, and he couldn't sit here and behold you anymore, man. So you better sit here and humble down and get this word while you can. This is Jeremiah 16. I started at 3. It says, for thus said Yahweh concerning the sons and concerning the daughters that were born in this place, concerning their mothers that bare them, and concerning their fathers that begat them in this land, they shall die grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried, but they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth. You highlight that. They shall be as dung on the face of the earth. They shall be consumed by the sword and by famine, and their carcasses shall be as meat for the fowls of heaven. Meaning their bodies are going to be out here in the street. Nobody's going to be out here to bury them, and their body's going to be like dung upon the face of the earth. Meaning when people see a dead body, they're going to look at it like shit. They're going to step over it and keep pushing, man. It says, and their carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth. So this is the grand judgment that the Lord is about to send upon this world, man. And you got to understand, man, when this famine comes, it says those that die by the sword are better than those that die in the famine. That's what the scriptures say. It's a horrible way to die when you die by famine, because at one point you go through madness. Then you go through the lethargic stages. Then you go to a point where you can't even lift your body up. You won't be even to eat, even if somebody has some food for you. You know, your body starts to eat itself. Your brain starts to eat itself. You go mad. This is Isaiah 44, and I started at 12. And I will take the remnant of Judah that have set their face to go into the land of Egypt to sojourn there. They shall all be consumed and fall in the land of Egypt. And this Egypt now is talking about the modern day Egypt is America, you know. It says, and they shall be consumed by the sword and by famine. They shall die from the least even unto the greatest by the sword and by the famine. And they shall be in excretion, in an astonishment, in a curse, in a reproach. For I will punish them that dwell in the land of Egypt, as I have punished Jerusalem, by the sword and by famine and by pestilence. So the Lord's going to sit here and bring the sword, famine, judgment. It said when he sends the bitter arrows of famine, you know? The bitter arrows of famine. Back in Jeremiah 15:2, it says, he was going to say, the evil arrows of famine, Ezekiel 5:16. I'm going to end it on that one. We already read it, but I'm going to end it on that one. Ezekiel 5:16. It says, when I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, I will increase the famine upon you and break the staff of bread. So the Lord is about to sit here and send famine upon this world. If you're not right, you're going to be caught up in it. It's a horrible way to go, man. So you better sit here and eat this word, eat correction, rebuke, and get right, man, because we're coming into serious fucking times, man, and it's about to get real out here. You need to sit here and humble down, get this word while you can, show mercy while you can, before the Lord has no more mercy to show you, because you showed no mercy. So I want to say, call halal, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, double honor to elders and apostles, great millstone, and peace and mercy to hopeful elect. Shalom.